There we go. I think we're all right. All right. Well, how you been?
Nice. I've been pretty good. How
Oh,
about
not so
you?
bad. You know, eating healthy isn't fun, honestly. Really, it's not as fun as it sounds. I have like 8 things I can eat.
Proud of you, David. You're doing better than me.
I just find dieting to be way easier when I like strictly restrict all the different things I can eat. It's just ridiculous. I think outside of crackers, these fruit bars, and something else, I have like 8 items that I can actually choose to eat from, and it's not great. But other than that, how's I heard well you've gotten yourself a new job, so how's that going?
I did. I'm working out on the Konza Prairie Research Station now, and I deeply love that one of my new occupational hazard is just like it's a cool place to work and see lots of cool things out there
Nice. Have you actually seen a bison yet?
today. And one of our jobs at the moment is measuring bicycle wheels, which is where they and they make these big patches of dirt in the grass. And we're going out, finding and measuring them. And we were measuring one, and one of my teammates was like, "Hey, there's a bison like coming straight for us." And so before it got too close, we're like, "Okay, we're gonna get on the other side of the fence." And I mean, you drive by the herd all the time. So yeah, they're definitely out there.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
It's pretty cool. They're cool
Oh yeah,
animals.
absolutely. If only they were buffaloes, they'd be even cooler.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know the difference yet, but I know that everyone calls these bison, and so I call them bison
I I
because
honestly am not entirely sure if there is much of a difference outside of maybe I don't know, like a genus difference, but they're definitely the same species.
I'll have to go look that
Or
up.
however that's different. Like they're different
Ways on
species
it.
type in the same genus. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. That's your job.
It is my job. I'm not doing it very well, apparently.
All right. Well, that's good. I guess I'll talk about what we're talking about this week. So we
Yeah.
we were going to be talking about the kind of the misconceptions and misnomers and all of that about veganism and vegetarianism, but we couldn't get our guest on in time, and since I'm definitely not a vegan, and Amelia, you were a vegan for a while, but you're really not anymore.
Correct.
It seemed a little hypocritical to be talking about the pros and cons and all of that of veganism without actually having a person who's vegan on the stream. So we've shelved that for now. We'll probably come back to that maybe next week, maybe the week after that, depending on who we can talk to. But for this week, we're going to be talking about fast food. I mean, you probably already saw the title, so I mean that was a dead giveaway. But in all reality, fast food kind of gets a bad rep, um, mainly because well, people can't control themselves. Let's put it that way. I won't say fast food's healthy for you, but it's really not as terrible for you as everyone would love for you to believe. All right. So I guess for that, do you want to start the game show, or do you want to add something in real quick?
Um, yeah, so we're gonna be talking about fast food, kind of pros and cons of fast food. Maybe not pros and cons, but kind of a look at um how it might hurt or help someone. That and then I'll be going over some really good vegan options for fast food.
Nice. Awesome. So I'll pop us on over to our, well, what we try to do is a weekly quiz, but whenever I'm the one running the quiz, it always it ends up being pretty shoddy or non-existent. So this one's not so bad. Alrighty, so our game show this week is how many calories are in that. And so, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So our first category is going to be salads. So, how many calories do you think are in kind of like a general range? McDonald's salad with chicken.
Okay, I feel like this is cheating, but we looked it up the other day. And I think I remember this one being around 700, I want to say. 700 is my guess.
Alrighty. And I'm not entirely sure where that number came from, and it is definitely possible to get to that 700 number. But from what I looked up, most of the salads from McDonald's range anywhere between 430 to 540 calories. Now, I will say that has a caveat that it doesn't include croutons, and it only includes the minimum amount of salad dressing to put on there. So if you like a lot of salad dressing, you'll easily hit that 700 in no time. And if you add croutons, you could easily break 800.
That's really reasonable. 540. I feel like that's not bad.
Yeah, it's honestly not as bad. I guarantee you it used to be a lot worse. Like, I really do believe there used to be a salad that had like 1,200 calories in it. It's gone by the wayside. Yeah. But one of the key things that I noticed is a majority of those salads, like the lowest that most of those salads had, was 20% of your daily fat. And some of them went all the way up to 50% of your daily fat. And that's just the salad, like no croutons, no additional dressing. So, I mean, even though they're low in calories, they seem to be fairly high in fat content.
Sorry, David, I can't hear you anymore. I'm gonna get rid of it.
Well, that's no bueno. Let me make sure everything looks good here. Amelia, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Alright, technical difficulties already. Oh. Amelia, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
My headphones stopped working.
I mean, if you have to unplug them, let me just do a real quick thing. Unplug them for me, and then go ahead and talk into the camera, and I will see if we get any kind of back feed.
Okay, they're currently unplugged, and I'm talking at the camera with my unplugged headphones. Living life on the risky side. Headphones, wayside.
Okay, I actually think we sound pretty good. So, alright.
Yay!
Yeah, headphones are just kind of more necessary for when you think there's going to be, kind of backfeed. But alright. What was the last thing you heard me talk about?
How it can get up to 50% of your daily fat.
Okay, so basically I said nothing more useful after that. So, okay, cool. Alright, cool. So you were actually pretty correct on that one. So I'm not going to fault you for... 700 is easily within the range that you can get to. So no biggie there. Alright, next one. We've got a Wendy's taco salad.
Taco salad?
Yeah, this is just the salad.
Just the salad. Much more than the McDonald's one. Does this one have any poultry in it as well?
I don't think it has any chicken in it, but it does have some of the Wendy's chili.
Oh man, it's gotta be greasy. I want to say 600 maybe on this one.
Final answer?
Yeah, 600.
Okay, you were actually not too far off. I got kind of a range anywhere from 650 to 700, so majority of them kind of came in around 690. So honestly, not too far off. And if you look at the picture on there, that salad looks incredible, and I guarantee you it will look nothing like that.
it looks like nachos and
Yeah.
not a salad. Like they're like, let's take salad and let's replace the lettuce with chips and the tomatoes with
Yep. I mean, there are
chili.
little tomatoes in there. But yeah. I mean, yeah, that chili, you're right. Is if you've had Wendy's chili before, you know it's tasty, but you also know it's super greasy and will give you heartburn.
Oh
And I'm really
yeah.
wondering if this calorie count actually includes the sour cream that they put on top of it, or if that's an additional thing you gotta buy and add to the calorie count. I'm not sure. I couldn't figure that out. And I really don't want to just go and buy one myself. Did we lose you again? Okay.
Nope,
Alright,
I'm
cool.
still here.
Next one, I guess. Alright, now we have Chick-fil-A's honey peppercorn salad. And again,
Oh,
just the salad.
honey peppercorn. Hmm. These are hard. And is there chicken on this one?
Yes,
I feel like that
there is
makes
definitely
perfect.
chicken on it. It's Chick-fil-A's shtick, actually.
Oh, oh, I see the photo now. I feel like those chicken strips alone would be about 300, 450 maybe even. I'm gonna guess 550.
550. You're
Yeah,
continuously right in that ballpark, so doing pretty good. Numbers I came up with were 630 calories.
that's a little bit. That's like 100 more. I feel like that can be like the dressing or like the breading.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, the salads themselves end up not being too heavy on the calories, and that's kind of what I noticed here. The issue you end up getting is like if you order a drink with it, or you order like fries or anything else, your calorie count can easily balloon over 1,000 calories, and that's with a salad. And you think you're eating really healthy.
Yeah, I think that really like the one save, even if it does have a lot of calories in it, is it's a lot more filling than a burger with that many calories, just because it's less calorically dense. So maybe instead of one. But yeah, these are impressively thick salads.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever actually ordered a salad from like McDonald's or anything?
No, I got one at Brahms once, but theirs was very much like a garden
Yeah. I mean,
salad.
it was kind of small, wasn't it?
Mm,
No, not really.
I can't remember. I think I was able to finish it in one sitting, so it wasn't huge.
All right. That's
Are they typically pretty small?
um. Yeah, a lot of these salads from McDonald's and everywhere else, they tend to be on the smaller side, which really helps with the calorie count, but it really doesn't help with the kind of the fulfillingness. So you kind of eat that salad and
They're close.
you're done before you want to be. So I don't know. At least that's my experience. Maybe not for everybody.
That's fair.
All right. Next category. We have just some standard sandwiches from fast food places. And we'll start off with a classic. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich because we're in Manhattan, everyone seems to love that stuff here.
Man, this episode makes me want to go get. I'm gonna guess 479.
How much?
479.
479. Getting really specific there. But honestly,
Yeah.
not even that far off. I There's this roughly
Really?
440 calories.
Oh, that was really
Yeah, absolutely.
close.
That's a great job. Yeah, turns out that the chicken, I mean, Chick Fil A, just inherently in serving chicken and not beef, gets to be a little bit leaner, a little bit less fat, and so a little bit less calories. So, I mean, of all the places, if you're consistently eating at Chick Fil A, you might be doing a little better off than the average person calories wise. But I'll guarantee you're doing a
Yeah.
little worse off in the pocketbook because Chick-fil-A is expensive.
It is. However, I did get like free Chick-fil-A cards. Semester on campus, there's like an organization handing them out if you're willing to talk to their booth. So if you ever see those guys around, I would recommend it.
I get you, yeah. I might have seen them around campus. I don't know. All right, next one. I'm going to go back to beef. How about Burger King's Whopper?
Burger King's Whopper. I know Big Mac is about. I assume it's right in that range, so I'm gonna guess 550.
Alrighty, this one got you just a smidge. Depending on what you get on it, anywhere from 660 to 740 calories.
Ooh, that's getting up there.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm not entirely sure. It might be like the patty difference. Yeah, like the size and patty difference.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know. Like, I'm not sure why this one.
Do you happen to have stats on the Impossible Whopper? I'm kind of curious how it compares to the traditional.
Oh, I didn't even think about doing that.
That's okay.
I mean, I can look it up real quick.
Okay, I'd be willing to. I'm curious now. Because I put that on.
Alrighty. So, according to the front result here. Wow. Wow. Okay. The Impossible Whopper comes in at 630 calories. Half of that from fat. With 25 grams of protein. So, despite not being made of meat, it isn't so much healthier.
Okay, Impossible patties are. But I'll talk about it a little bit when I go on my Burger King slide. But it's like scientifically they got the thing in meat that made it taste like meat. They made it without the animals and now it's in a patty. So it's not going to be
That's
much
fair. I
healthier.
honestly didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, they're really interesting if you've ever had one.
It also did. I did note that they kind of the article stated right at the top there that that the Impossible Whopper had significantly more salt, more sodium in it than like your traditional Whopper, like almost a good 30% more. So from a heart,
That's
from a heart health
surprising.
standpoint, it's actually almost worse for you. So that's unusual.
I wonder if it has cholesterol.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to read a little deeper, but
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, I can look it up after we're done with the quiz. All right, next one. The McDonald's double cheeseburger.
600.
You're gonna think that you're gonna go with the double cheeseburger has more calories than supposedly the Big Mac.
I feel like cheese is a pretty calorically dense thing. Like each slice is what, 60 calories maybe?
Yeah. If they're like the cheese I got is 50 calories a slice. So yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Alrighty. Comes in at roughly 420 calories.
Ooh,
Surprisingly low.
blaze it. That is pretty low compared to the Whopper.
Yeah, I want to say that might be something to do with patty size, because I know McDonald's patties are smaller, so I
Yeah.
don't know. So yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't even order cheese on these things, so you can knock 100 calories off. Like the way I get it, slathered in ketchup, it's maybe 350. That's good. I'll take it. But yeah, not so bad. Alrighty. Next category, yes, specialty sandwiches.
Ooh,
Yeah.
oh, these are gonna be fire, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, maybe just a little. So let's start
Because
off
then,
with Wendy's Baconator.
oh god. Oh man. Oh, we're at least at 700. Because not oh god, it's a double?
Yeah. So I will tell you, there is
Oh,
apparently a single Baconator version where it's just one patty of beef. But I couldn't find that. It,
so
it was weird. I couldn't
expensive.
find the single Baconator on anywhere that actually was a Wendy's menu, but I couldn't find the full Baconator on anywhere that wasn't Wendy's nutritional site. So I'm not entirely sure how people are actually coming up with the calories on
Hmm,
this thing.
interesting. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. God, there's so much grease on that thing. Yeah, at least 700. My guess is 700.
Ah,
Maybe I might be a little high. I hope I'm high. Am I high?
I mean, no, no, you're not high, unfortunately. Roughly 920 calories.
920
Yep.
calories. There was a time in my life where I had to count calories because I was to gain weight. And I wish I knew about things like the windy so
Yeah.
much in one sitting.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm counting calories on my diet. This would be half of my daily allotment.
Yeah.
Yeah, one burger
Man.
would be half of all the calories I can eat a day. That's terrible. I couldn't do that. I'd be hungry in 3 hours.
No, when I was trying to eat like 3,000 a day as an 8-year-old, this would have been gold. Stinking gold. Trying to do that with spaghetti as hell.
Yeah. Alrighty, cool. So, like I said, yeah, I don't know. According to many nutritional sites, there's a variant called a single baconator that only has 620. So, I mean, bacon, because of all that grease and such, is super calorie like high or calorie dense. I'm sure there's also like
Oh,
some hardcore mayo thing topped on there as well. I can't really tell, but yeesh.
I see it from the top one. There's like a bit.
Alrighty, next one. We have the McDonald's Big Mac because I could not throw that staple in here.
Okay, I think.
I think you're absolutely dead on.
Okay, we Googled this one the other day, so I think it was
Yeah,
like 553.
yeah. Surprisingly, when you like break it down, like the Big Mac is like one extra bun portion and one less slice of cheese than your McDouble, and then it's that special sauce. So that special sauce
Mm.
is like 100 calories, but in all reality, it looks like a lot bigger sandwich, but there's really not a whole lot extra to it. So I thought that was that was intriguing to say the least. All right, this one's gonna be fun. The Burger King's Rodeo King sandwich.
Oh my god. Let me count these.
So guess on
Two
this one, guess how
patties.
much the sandwich is, and then just take a gander at what a meal would be, like with a medium fries and just a 20-ounce drink.
Okay, so what I'm seeing here is pretty much the Wendy's Baconator with one less layer of bacon, and instead of that layer of bacon, the second layer of bacon, a layer of onion rings. Trying to think if onion rings would have more calories than bacon. I think it's gonna be about the same, like around 900 for just the sandwich. But also, Burger King was running high with their Whopper. I'll go 950. And then with a drink, if a can is 90 calories and you fit three, it's like 300. And I have no clue on the French fries. Maybe 210 on the French fries, so an extra 500. So you're looking at 1500.
All right, I think you kind of. Oh, sorry.
Okay, those are my guesses.
Okay, I think you might have undercut things just a smidgen.
Ooh. Oh no.
So the sandwich itself, 1,250 calories. Now, I'll tell you right now, onion rings, and I found this out kind of surprisingly, are kind of high in calories. It's likely due to all that breading, but it's insane.
Yeah, at least, but that is insane.
But yeah,
My God.
like a 20-ounce drink. I mean, actually, I won't have you totally guess at those in a minute. I'll have you guess
Yeah.
actually on those in a minute. But yeah, it's
I
kind of
was
crazy.
pretty I was guessing like 500 for the sides, and it was what, a little more than that?
Yeah,
650? Yeah, 650 sides.
yeah,
But that is impressive.
yeah. Like I could legitimately eat that meal, and that would be all I could eat today, and that is terrifying. Ugh. All right.
Is this the highest calorie item? Am I allowed to know?
Surprisingly, no. This is not the single highest calorie item I found. This is
Oh,
just this is just the funnest one. There's something called a Wendy's triple stack, which was almost 1,400 calories.
oh man.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, that's kind of crazy. All right, cool. So now, just for some general information, just to kind of put other things into context. So we're gonna do just a couple
Yeah.
sides, just generally, nothing too crazy.
Okay.
So we'll do Sonic's onion rings because honestly, I think Sonic's onion rings are the best onion rings on the market, and maybe
And they're
this is why.
vegan. Woo woo.
And so just heads up, it's a large onion rings.
Okay. I think you can get at least probably like 400 calories out of that. Yeah, I'm gonna go
All
400.
right. You remember how I just told you like a minute ago how onion rings are surprisingly
Yeah.
high in calories?
Yeah. Is it gonna smack me in the face?
Just a little bit, you know. It's only like twice as much as you were guessing.
What? It's 800?
Yes, it is remarkably high in calories. So I mean, yeah, it's.
It's like Big
I
Mac.
assume the onion itself is pretty low in calorie, but when you slap a like a
God.
sweetened breaded on there and then you deep fry it, oh, I mean, it's delicious. It's absolutely the best damn thing on the menu.
It is. That's that's like two double cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
Yes, it's crazy.
Oh man.
Alrighty, next side. McDonald's large fries.
Mm, man, probably less than the large onion rings. But I guess on these,
All right, just 300.
yeah, 300
Alrighty,
in world.
roughly 500. Yeah, and it kind of depends. I mean, some days, like you go in there, you get fries, and you get you get really short sheeted in your container of fries. As it seems like it's only 2/3 full. You might be closer on that one, but like a good full
Yeah.
container of a large French fries, about 500.
See, the thing is, I never get like large sides. Like I almost exclusively get small sides, so it's like hard for me to even imagine
And
like how much French fries you get in a large fries.
it's not as much as you'd
I would
think,
need to.
unfortunately. I order them all the time. Like, well, I used to. I haven't ordered it in a long time, actually, but oh, yeah, it's not worth buying the medium for me because it's like I can pay $1 more and I'll get more than twice as many fries. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Just so think about this. Just like add a make like a double cheeseburger, and then you get a large fry and a large drink because you skip breakfast that day. And I mean, you can easily be breaking 1,200, 1,300 calories. It's crazy.
think you could even get 1,500 on that drink. I mean, if you got better off in terms of calories, but it's so.
Yeah. And speaking of soda, any
Ooh,
place is 20-ounce soda. So typically you're medium size.
20 ounce. How much is in a can?
A can is 12 ounces.
Okay. And I'm up to 12. Hmm, 40.
Kind of cut out there. Did you guess the number?
Oh, yeah, 40.
240? Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect. Roughly 250 calories.
Oh, that
This
was
is
right on.
Yeah, this is assuming a non-diet soda. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's really crazy. Like just look at it. I mean 250 for the soda if you're sitting inside. I mean I rarely ever just go in there and fill up my drink once. I always drink it all the way to the down and then I immediately fill it up to take it to go and that's 500 calories easy. I mean it's so damn simple to just overindulge and just cram the calories in without even realizing it. All right, cool. I mean, as long as you're still with us, Amelia, I can't really quite tell.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Usually the sound meter is bouncing a little bit, but you know today I got nothing on you. It's just totally down.
Hopefully, I'm coming
You should be. I
through.
mean, I did hear you earlier,
Okay,
but
really concerned that everything on my phone is just broken now, but hopefully, hopefully it'll work.
yeah. Well, I guess we'll double check in a second. So that was it. That's all the quiz. So yeah, I mean, that just kind of gives you some perspective on fast food. I mean, some of it's not too bad, and some of it's not ridiculously crazy. Um,
And then there's the rodeo
yeah,
burger.
but yeah, as you can see, it's super easy to overindulge. Alright, we'll go back to the two camera. I'm going to stop screen sharing this. Going to remove myself from the call as well. Okay, cool.
Mm.
Awesome. And then, alright. Do you want to? I guess we'll talk a little bit next. I guess about just. I mean, fast food itself, as you can see, isn't terrible for you, and it really comes down to how much you're really willing to put in the time to understand what you're eating. So I guess we can talk for at least a couple of minutes about that. Nothing too crazy, nothing too exciting, and I'm not going to drone on and on about you about how fast food's bad for you. So, all right, cool. So just go ahead and talk for me, Amelia, real quick.
Hopefully you guys can hear me because I say epic things all of the time, obviously. And yeah, that's that's all I can think of right now. That's where I'm at. Do I exist
Oh yeah,
auditorially?
you're
Okay,
coming through
that's
just fine.
must be the software.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll just rant about fast food eating a little bit. And so I mean, do you happen to know how many times the average American eats out, like at a fast food place alone, in a given week?
I don't, but I'm willing to share that personally I eat out at a fast food restaurant place probably about twice a week at the moment. And I feel like that's kind of high. So maybe like once a week. Maybe once every 2 weeks for like a frugal household.
So the average Americans, and this, you gotta remember, this is also like people who eat there twice a day, but it comes out to about 2.4 times a
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm kind of like right on par.
Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, a lot of people are they're stopping in, like, I mean, for a lot of people, it's easy for them to be going to a fast food place for lunch 5 times a week, or somebody's swinging through the McDonald's breakfast 5 times a week for breakfast just because it's quick and it's simple. Um, so yeah, that 2.4 average kind of gets skewed a little high, I'd say, for the average person. But when you break it down, yeah, when you break it down to just the average person, it seems a little higher than it should be. Um, but yeah, I mean, just think, I mean, when we were talking about a 2,000 calorie day, and a lot of people are being sedentary, so where 2,000 calories is enough for them to maintain their body mass. When you're eating out 2 times a week, 2.5 times a week, you're very easily getting half your daily calories in a single meal, like at fast food places. And so those days, there's no way you're net loss for calories, in my opinion. I would say most people are not eating extremely healthy, the rest of the day and then just going and consuming 1,200 calories at McDonald's. Um, so, I mean, yeah, it ends up accumulating really quickly over even the short run. I mean, if you add up all the extra calories, 2,000 calories. If you're eating, two 600 calorie meals, and then you're adding 1,200 calories on fast food, you're adding an extra 400 calories that day. Over the course of and I'll say 2 to 3 times a week, that's 800 to 1,200 calories. I mean, in a month, you've put on a pound. And so over the course of a year, you've put on 12 pounds. So it's kind of surprising just how quickly eating out like that can really sneak up on you.
That's helpful to think about because I feel like it's it's something that if you don't think about it at all, like it can sneak up on you. But even if you do little things, like you can kind of take back control. Like maybe you do go out a couple times a week, but if you opt out of the drink and out of the sides and just go with water and just be more conscientious about it, like you can do that and stay kind of on track as long as you're not getting that one. Um,
The King
what
Ranch?
was it? Ranch burger? Yeah, King Ranch.
Yeah. And yeah, that's exactly the point I was about to make. Was, I mean, eating out doesn't have to be unhealthy. If you're absolutely right. If you're being conscientious about what you're actually eating, if you're not adding that extra 250 calories from a soda on there, if you're sticking to the medium fries and not jumping to the large, it's not hard to keep that calorie count within a reasonable range. But I feel like just so many Americans, they're not thinking in the moment. They're not going, hey, look, I shouldn't have the soda today. They're going, well, it's a little bit of a tough day today. I won't get the soda next time. And then they make that excuse again and again and again and again. And so it kind of comes to the conclusion that fast food isn't necessarily unhealthy for you. It's great in moderation. It's quick, it's easy, and it tastes good, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But I feel like so many Americans are ready to blame like their weight gain on the fact that they're eating fast food, and it's like, just, you don't have to be. Like, and even if you have to be, even if you're on the road for 12 hours a day, there are healthier options you can absolutely choose. But yeah, I don't know. Just always frustrating. Sorry.
There's almost a parallel argument, but idea along the lines of finances, where, like again, if you're kind of watching yourself a little bit more, like you can do it a lot more frugally, because like adds up. That's an extra $3 every time you go, and that's if you go 2.5 times a week. That's like $7.50 a week, and then that's $30 a month times 12 is like $360 that you could have had for something else. Yeah. things like that. I feel like
Yeah.
I messed up math at the very beginning, but it's okay.
No, you're good. Yeah, and I mean, the only thing I would argue with here is like $3 seems like a really conservative estimate for Starbucks.
Yeah, I like only ever get smalls, and I was definitely raised in a family where we didn't do drinks at restaurants like ever. And so my brain is kind of guessing from my experience. And so that's like a small fry and like maybe an apple pie.
Yeah, I get you. No, that's good. No, I completely appreciate your viewpoint on that. I like it. All right. I mean, I could go on and on talking and kind of like just ranting about how Americans are just not really doing such a great job in self control with fast food. But I think I would probably begin to annoy people and possibly even start pissing them off a bit. So I'm not gonna do that. So did you want to do a segment here? Did you
Yeah. So for the last bit, I was going to talk about finding good fast food options for a vegan diet. Um, and this is kind of a combination of both my personal experience and internet research. Woo!
All right.
So, with anything, like it's a lot easier to cook vegan when you're like at your own house in your own kitchen where you get to pick what you buy and it's all right there for you. But if you're on the road or it's a busy one of those average Americans that eats out 2.5 times a week, there's like infinite options really because there's always those mom and pop shops that maybe it's Thai food and they only use vegetable oil and they have like a whole menu full of amazing things or something like that. These, I tried to focus on big chains that if you're driving through even like the smallest town in Kansas, they'll probably have one of these. All right. So first I was going to talk about kind of the burger. First one is Burger King. Shout out to Burger King for doing a really good job on the vegan options. The biggest thing that helps is that their fryers are vegetable oil instead of like an animal fat. And so everything that like French fries, some restaurants will put that in oil fry and it would have been vegan, but now it's not. They don't mess with that. So you've got the French fries, you've got hash browns, and then they have other things like oatmeal. But just be careful that you ask for the necessary adjustments. With the oatmeal, you have to ask for it to be made with water. It's traditionally made with milk. Um, I think the biggest thing is that they have the Impossible Whopper, which is a full-fledged burger that tastes like a full-fledged burger. The Impossible Patty, how they make those is there's a compound in meat. It's called hema something. It's related to hemoglobin. And what they figured out was that iron grabbing compound was what made it taste meaty. It's also the same thing that turns brown when it is they make bacteria make this compound and they do I think a wheat-based patty. But these patties will taste like meat. They start out pink and they'll turn brown when you cook them. Completely vegan. If you want burger and fries, Burger King has completely vegan burger and fries. They also have some salad options. You just have to make sure that you don't get the cheese or like the ranch dressing on it. And then, terrifyingly enough, their French toast sticks don't have eggs or milk in them. So, eat at your own risk. And then they have some other smaller items on there. Comparatively, as you'll see, McDonald's has a lot less options, and that's because their fryer does not use vegetable oil. So Things like French fries that would have otherwise been vegan are no longer vegan. So they're kind of stuck with like the oatmeal again, the apple slices, but they're the ones that come in the bag that have the weird flavor. If you're into that, great. They don't seem like the best thing in the world. You can ask for some of the salads though, as long as you make sure to ask for no chicken and no cheese, and make sure they don't put a ranch dressing on it. And then the apple pies are still good.
So I see you don't have the French fries from McDonald's on there.
Yeah, so French fries like are just potatoes, so in theory they're vegan, but it depends on what they fry them in. If they fry them in an animal fat, then most people wouldn't because there's going to be a lot of animal fat on there. But if they fry it in vegetable oil, then it's still vegan. So Burger King fries it in vegetable oil, so perfectly vegan. McDonald's, and as we'll later see, Wendy's fried in animal fat. And then Sonic is back to the vegetable oil. I feel like that's probably one of the biggest helpful things you can kind of keep in the back.
I do know. I do know that McDonald's. I want to say at least their corporate stores are supposed to be frying their fries in vegetable oil because there was a big thing a few years ago about how people thought the fries were vegan or vegetarian or whatever it is, and it wasn't because they were frying in beef tallow, and they made a corporate policy to change it. Now, I can't guarantee that every store follows that, but I was pretty sure that that was at least the store policy that it's supposed to go by.
This was very light research, and honestly, when I was a vegan, I wasn't aware of that, and so I ate them anyway. Um, that's what it said, but that might need some deeper digging. Do you happen to know about Wendy's? Because from what I found, apparently Wendy's was also currently using animal fat. It might just be like not as safe of a bet as ones that are super consistent about veggie oil. I don't know. Something to Google if that's.
Uh, I don't know. I'd have to look this up. Keep going, and I'll look this up for you real quick about who actually
Okay,
does cook their stuff in vegetable.
that's helpful. Or maybe Google if their fries are vegan and see what explanation it gives you. Alright, so Wendy's is pretty much like McDonald's. You got some apple slices again, probably in a bag of mixed fruit cups. Kind of sounds better. And then pretty much all of their salads, as long as you ask for no meat, no cheese, no sour cream. And then you do get baked potatoes with chives, which potatoes are yummy. However, again, I found with Wendy's that their fries were not on that list, presumably because of the oil. But we'll find out when David Googles it. Sonic, woo, another broski, because they're in veggie oil. So you've got your onion rings, fries, tater tots, and then they have like a build your own sandwich deal. I've never done that. It sounds like an expensive way to eat a sandwich, but it'd probably be good for a car trip. And then pretzels and slushies. Not the ice cream though.
What? Ice cream isn't vegan?
Well, there is just isn't widely available in fast food restaurants yet. One day. Honestly, the fact that a major chain fast food restaurant carries Impossible Meat is kind of surprising to me. Like, that's impressive. So maybe we're on the right track to a world where that's normal. I think this is the last, not last restaurant, but the last kind of this type of restaurant. We have Taco Bell. They're pretty good because their basics are just like those tacos and burritos. And you'll see I listed kind of a few of them that are like really easy to swap over, like veggie power burrito. Just have to ask for no cheese, sour cream, or ranch. or apparently there's something called the Crunchwrap Supreme. But pretty much the deal at Taco Bell is if you order something and no cheese, no sour cream, no ranch, the obvious things that aren't vegan but that they like to put on a lot of things, and then you ask for beans instead of beef, you can probably make, or from my research, you can make pretty much all of their menu items vegan. Some will definitely be more substantial than others, but it is a pretty solid option. All right, and then the last set are kind of those build your own restaurants. These are pretty good for vegan because it's right in front of you. You can tell them what to put on it, and most of these actually carry pretty substantial options. This first one, Subway's probably the least accommodating of the ones I'll list. Basically, you just have to get a veggie sandwich and no meat, no cheese. They do have hummus and guac, which from my experience kind of help add a little something to the veggies. It's okay. That's where it's at. This one right here, Chipotle, is probably like the best it gets. It's pretty delicious. They have I want to say it's tofu based, but it's definitely like a soy based meat substitute. But I think the biggest thing that this has going for it, kind of like the Taco Bell, is instead of just not having the meat, you can have like beans and you can have whole grain rice, and you're getting substance still and not just filling. And I put Qdoba in, it's pretty much the same as Chipotle. That's also a pretty helpful thing. And that was the end of my list, so hopefully that was enough time for David to Google these McDonald's fries. Because I'm insanely curious.
Okay, so I was correct in the fact that the vegetarian, or that the oil is vegetable oil. Apparently, the fries are still not vegan for a very small fact that in the par cooking process at the factories, in the oil that they cook them in to par cook them the first time before they flash freeze them, there is a small amount of this thing called like beef flavoring, which I assume is something like beef tallow. And so while basically you assume it's just potato in the fries, and they're using vegetable oil in the stores, it's still not 100%
That would
vegan.
do it. I wonder if Wendy's is the same deal.
I
Helpful,
I
though.
didn't see
I also
Wendy's.
can't hear you. So I'm just making up words that would probably work well right now.
Wait, what?
David.
What's up?
He's gone forever.
I'm gone now.
Oh well.
What?
Oh, I couldn't hear you. I can hear you
Oh,
now.
okay. I was gonna be like, I'm the one controlling the Skype call here. If anybody can hear me, it's the stream. They can't hear you.
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I don't know.
All
We
right.
need a better service than
Okay.
Skype, but that costs money.
That's fair. I feel like this works enough. Well, that's kind of what we had for this stream. Woo! I hope we've all inspired you to go out and eat a King Ranch burger from Burger King.
I mean, so kind of just I just want to roll back a little bit here. So you kind of went over a bunch of different places. So if somebody's trying to eat healthy, and maybe not even eating vegan, but if they're just trying to eat healthy, of all the places that you showed here, what do you think would likely be the best? And maybe we'll kind of throw Subway out the window because nobody actually wants to eat Subway, even though you can throw the veggies, as much veggies as you want on there. I don't really consider Subway fast food, to be honest.
That's fair. I really like Subway, but I think the ones that are best are like the Subway, Chipotle, and Qdoba, where you get to pick what you put in your meal. So you can do things like don't put cheese on it or something, or opt out of meat, or don't put high calorie things like sour cream on it. The only word of warning I would say for those places is the portion size tends to be really big. And so maybe making just a mental note before you go that, okay, this is going to be really big. I'm going to like cut it in half and make it 2 meals or something like that. But you have like rice and beans and vegetables, and there's not a lot of fat in it. And it's, I feel like a pretty healthy option. But I'm also not a nutritionist, so it was the King Ranch all along.
Yeah, I get you. All right, I appreciate that. Yeah, I honestly, if I was just kind of guessing at it, I would have assumed that Taco Bell is a good option, not a great option, and probably
Yeah.
Chipotle and Qdoba are probably your best options for feeling full while also not overindulging in the calories.
Yeah, beans are amazing at that. They'll make you feel full. They're, I mean, they have calories to them, like they're pretty substantive, but they make you feel full much faster, like with fewer calories than a lot of other foods.
All right, well, I mean, you heard it here first. Instead of going to McDonald's for a burger, go to Taco Bell for a burrito, and you'll feel full longer. And you'll probably save a few bucks because Taco Bell always has a decent deal on burritos going on.
You'll stay full longer as long as you're not one of those people who like gets cleaned out by Taco Bell. Know your body.
Taco Bell and me get along just fine. What are you talking about?
That's good. I just know people who it doesn't. This is actually like a common topic at my new workplace. Food restaurant of the day. Today was Freddy's. And they'll be like, man, I want this one thing from Freddy's. And it's like hours of that. Today was Freddy cheese curds. But there was the Taco Bell day. And we learned all about who could and could not handle Taco Bell.
Nice. All right, cool. So I've got. You were asking about Wendy's fries earlier.
Yeah, what was the deal with them?
They are apparently vegan.
Huh. Oh, that's cool. I'll add it to the list. Bonus, Wendy's fries are vegan. Woo!
Yeah. So I mean, I can't get a date on this article, but I don't know. It's called. I don't know. It's from a website called vegknowledge.com. So I imagine it's not totally worthless. But it turns out, like, I'll just do a quick rundown of the list here. So Arby's are vegan, Burger King are vegan, Chick-fil-A are vegan, Hardee's are vegan, Jack in the Box is vegan, KFC fries, their potato wedges are vegan. Honestly, would not have guessed on that. McDonald's fries, as we already discussed, are not vegan. Popeyes use beef tallow, so not vegan. That's not surprising for Popeyes, though. Sonic is vegan, and Wendy's is vegan.
Okay, so they had to try really hard to make their fries not vegan. Thanks, McDonald's. You don't have a lot of other good options anyway, but
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't know. I want to say that McDonald's fries are good, but you know, it's just such a range of good to shit quality on their fries. If you get them perfectly hot, they're great. But if you even get them 5 minutes later than that, they wilt, and it's no good. But that's beside the point. I'm just ranting on this point at this point.
Do you want to go into announcements?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, I don't think. Do we have any big announcements outside of the stream?
I think the biggest one is just Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Real Food Live. Still in Caribbean themed, and it'll be a blast. This week with this beautiful face. Woo!
And I guess we haven't fully figured that out yet. Are you cooking or am I cooking?
I was planning on cooking, but if you deeply want to cook, I won't stop you from cooking.
No, no. We the more
might
people we have on
honestly
camera, the better. No, I'm not complaining. I'll join you in chat, and I'll make sure it's not literally dead. But no, yeah, it'll be fun. You get to experience the camera by yourself.
Ah!
It's not as bad as it sounds. All right, cool. So yeah, just I guess we'll do the usual thing. So that's the Real Food live stream is going to be 6 o'clock on Thursday, 6 p.m. And then next Tuesday, we don't have a theme for next Tuesday's stream yet. Although the idea of the misconceptions, the pros and cons, all that of veganism and vegetarianism, we might be doing that. I mean, I still want to do that stream because I think a lot of people are. I don't know. You still hear like the stupid point that people make of the preachy vegan and all that, and it's like I just feel like too many people hear that and nobody ever hears the other side of the story. So that's an episode I'd like to do.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Alrighty. Anything else, or are we probably about ready to be done here?
I don't think I can think of.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess, yeah, shorter stream today, just a little over an hour, so I guess that's not too bad. I mean, I don't think there's anybody in the chat, really, to be honest, so...
That's okay.
Yeah, my chat isn't even working, actually. So, I mean, does any... there's at least it says if there's a few people. My god, I can't speak English. I swear, every time, every stream, I just start tripping over myself hard. If anybody in the chat, because there's at least I can see a few people there. If any of y'all have any kind of points talking about here, or you want to interject and tell me how I'm just, absolutely wrong about fast food, you're more than welcome to. If not...
Or questions, usually questions.
Say what?
I said or questions, usually it's for questions.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I gotta let the fast food lovers give me a little hate back. Come on.
That's fair. I feel like you didn't actually, honestly, you said like a pretty lax view on it. Like you said, like, yeah, it's fine if you're careful about it. Everything in moderation. I feel like that's pretty applicable to a lot of things.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of a point I forgot to make earlier. It was basically, yeah, you could easily be eating steak 3 times a day, and it would be just as healthy than if you were eating fast food 3 times a day. So, everything in moderation. But alright, cool. I don't see anything in chat, so sorry about the slightly shorter stream today. It was a little bit thrown together. A little bit kind of off. I don't really know. I lost what I was gonna say. It happens. So alright. I guess with that we'll say our goodbyes here. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. Wear your masks, please.
Farewell.
Bye.